When the space aliens finally opt to make contact, I hope no one is too scandalized when we discover what they've been calling us on their wildlife programming. It'll probably be along the lines of Terra's bipedal booze suckers. It would be hard to blame them. Will you consider that according to recent studies, we started helping ourselves to fermented products at least 2 million years ago, and did so to the degree that it permanently altered our DNA. Evolutionary biologist Robert Dudley has put forth the drunken monkey hypothesis, which suggests that humans adapted genetically to processing alcohol over millions of years, giving us a leg up on our competitors. Our distant ancestors may well have abandoned the tree life to take advantage of all that fallen fruit fermenting on the jungle floor. Those with a genetic variant that allowed them to efficiently process alcohol were more likely to survive famine and pass their DNA down the line, until around 2 million years ago it became a dominant trait. Consider it. Our DNA was bending toward booze long before we even had the slightest idea about how to make it. The Dries, with a little encouragement, might begin to refer to this genetic sea change as the evolutionary original sin. That moment when our ancestors shed their guileless animal dispositions, joined hands with alcohol, and literally dropped out of their arboreal Eden. Fully partnered with alcohol, the now bipedal booze suckers journeyed on until, inevitably, we climbed atop the food chain. Now I ask you, is it mere coincidence that the sole species to adopt persistent alcohol use ended up on top? And if so, why? It's a concentrated source of caloric energy and serves as a defense against microbes, yes, but more importantly, it nudged us out of that simple survival cycle. Every experienced drinker knows what alcohol does to us. It makes us more social. It strengthens group bonds. It makes us think differently. It ushers in fresh ideas and feelings. It suggests things like picking up a stick and whacking a jungle rat to death, so it can be paired with some nicely fermented berries. When segments of the human population finally figured out how to make organic matter ferment on demand, and that glorious date seems to get pushed back every time they dig a clay shard out of the ground, those early adopters all seem to advance quickly past their neighbors. All the early empires, whether Sumerian, Phoenician, Inca, Mayan, Greek, Egyptian, Roman, Persian, or Chinese, possessed the ability and willingness to mass-produce alcoholic beverages. Did that give them an intellectual and physical leg up on the local competition? How could it not? I'm going to say it. If we hadn't joined hands with booze, we'd either be extinct or just another primate scraping along. Another component of the drunken monkey hypothesis is that completely removing alcohol from our diets disrupts the adaptive mechanisms in our bodies. It should surprise no one, least of all the space alien producers working the wildlife show beat, that when segments of Terra's bipedal booze suckers turn away from alcohol, things tend to go haywire. Human society without booze is akin to an engine without oil. It'll run for a while, but eventually friction causes temperatures to rise until it seizes up or explodes. Alcohol is a necessary lubrication, not only for the individual, but the societal constructs surrounding him.
Thanks. I needed that.
Compare a list of the most dangerous countries in the world to those that consume the least alcohol, and you'll find the lists are strikingly similar. And the safest countries? They are almost entirely those with the heaviest per capita drinking. Coincidence? I don't think so.